Good day, Martians. This week we have news about Million on Mars' first Medal of Honor, an interview with the event winner Yaboy, some talk with Martians regarding the skill getting and building overhaul also, the last added upcoming mini DTM offer and Martisan review. Million on Mars community really condemn an act of dishonor, such as using clicker, bots, and scamming others. Clicker and bots user immediately got banned and barred to get access to Mars forever. They deported to Earth. In some cases, the stewards have some lenience for multi-account abuser. The stewards killing all the clones and left the real body intact. But don't test the steward temper. It is already proof. Even higher class of founder Martians bar and strip their access to Mars when breaching the rule. This day, after more portal opened by the Mars steward, influx of new people inflating the rate of abuser. And the most apparent is the sudden increase of scamming case. One of the founder Martians got scammed, and his founder's token got swindled. In the desperate act that Martians seeking the stewards to request to non-active this founder token, so the swindler can make use of it. This founder token is the precious item this Martians has. This sudden event make him desperate and depressed. We all in the founder community condemn the swindler and act against it, while the swindler tried to resell the founder token to the public. The swindled Martians depressed even more and want to sell all his assets to call it quit and back to Earth. Our founder community gave him spirit to help relieve the depression, and one of the founder that refused to be mentioned here gave him a new founder token to reinstate his founder status without any reimbursement. This act of generosity and valor deeply moved the steward of Mars, and they created the first ever Medal of Honor in the Million on Mars universe to recognize this great deed. Million on Mars had its first back-to-back event, finished with some lingering effect that still can be felt by all Martians. We tried to invite the market expert, the event winner, and one of the notable experts, but sadly the latter got busy in the last hour. But we still have short interview with the market expert and the event winner. Hi Mats and Yaboy. Thank you to give me some of your precious time for this interview. Martian just got its first ever back-to-back big event, the Sunflower event and the Fractal Scavenge event. These events giving many freebies, and most of it got dumped to the market. What do you think the aftermath for Mars economy?
I didn't participate much in the SFL event at all, so I have no clue.
I was surprised by the frequency of the events. I think overall they are a good thing. The game has a lot of new players and the events push the prices of entry-level buildings down to where they can be affordable to almost anyone. I don't think there is any significant negative impact of the two events we just had.
But the players feel the event delivery was rushed and not as professional as they expected, mostly regarding the reward stock and restock, also the mechanism of the events that adjusted during the event, that gave impression about the event not planned well. Do you feel the same, or do you have another opinion regarding this?
Yes, when they decided to extend the event after it had ended, it felt a bit like that shitty kid in elementary school who changes the rules for no reason during the game, but it ended up fine. The top 3 had fought for days, and when the event got extended we just decided to keep it peaceful.
I completely agree with this. If you're going to have an event, the start date, end date, rewards, and other details should be very clearly stated from the beginning.
The Fractal Scavenge event made the Leper class put down their job application and go scavenge. This method disrupts producing line as the job filling slowly. What both of you think about this? Did you both think the devs already anticipated this result?
I'm not sure if they saw that coming or not, but I think this was a good thing. Even unskilled labor was going for more than minimum wage, which adds a more dynamic element to the game. I also think it has allowed the devs to get some better feedback on the job system when in general could use some work.
Some Tinker player feels the Scavenge is just an event that made for field tests to adjust the Scavenge loot table. What do you think regarding this?
I think that is exactly what happened. They collected thousands of data points and will hopefully be able to give us a really well-built loot table.
Mitch has so much on his plate that I don't think he is actively looking for more work. Myth busted.
Okay, I know both of you adept in Scavenge, and your boy is the Scavenge event winner. How both of you do feel about the Scavenge loot table? Is it getting better for each levels, or just for each tier?
The scavenges have been a lot better, especially after level 100. I think it's divided into 25 level brackets.
I think the loot table should get better with every level, but I understand the simplicity of grouping the levels.
Nice to know about that. Mr. Yaboy, as the winner of the Scavenge event, you got a new DTM. I'm sure you are very happy about it. What do you will do with the DTM reward?
Yeah, you bet. I'm happy with the event reward. I have a big plot that still has a lot of space left, but the goal is to fill the new DTM with only epic and legendary deeds. Maybe rares if I get bored.
Mr. Match, as a market expert, do you have better suggestion for next events for Million on Mars?
I would really like to see a skill-based event. I'm not sure exactly what that would be, but any player should have a chance at winning, not just those at the top.
I'm a player, not a game maker. But as long as there is a leaderboard I will chase the top. But I have an advice for you all, don't quit your day job to play Million on Mars, buy Marty's Ends instead.
Thank you Mr. Yaboy to join with us. Mr. Match, don't go anywhere, we still have next program for you after this. We are back again, still with Mr. Match, our market expert. And now we have two more outstanding guests, Mr. Asops, the CEO of DAS.
Hello.
And Mr. Nicola X Design, the architect.
Hello.
We will chat a bit about the new updates. We want to know how is electrical updates affecting the three of you.
It's hard, but it's good for long-term gameplay. It will reward players who play and not those who just get in to get dusk out at the smallest effort.
Overall, I think the update is a good idea to level gate access to the higher tier power cells. I wish they made it either level 10 and level 25 required instead of level 25 and level 50. Another option would be to make upgrades require less papers. That would still make it a climb, but more obtainable for people.
I think it's going to be much less dramatic than most people will make it seem. If the cost of power goes up, the cost of all outputs created by the power will also go up. The one thing that surprises me about the power gates is how soon they came. I would have expected something so universal to be last on the list.
If it comes too soon than expected, what do you do to survive this until the recovery comes?
I am able to do charge 2, which should be enough for my own needs, but the bigger issue is that I have very low levels elsewhere and the number of profitable tasks seems to be shrinking, which means I'm not actually doing very many tasks at the moment.
Me too, using charge 1 and 2, some with my stamina, and I'm cutting down on things that are less profitable, and running priority on things like rovers than what I have power for.
Right now I am actually focusing on libraries to get research papers in people's hands. I currently have 34 libraries running to pump out research. My power cells per day is cut from about 380 to around 100. However, that is still close to what I need, so I am just missing out on some profit.
What do you expect as the result after this electrical update for the Martians?
I think this may end up hurting old players more than new players. New players are used to doing Charge 1 and will benefit from the increased cost of power. Old players typically contract out their power needs, and because the gate for Charge 3 is so high, they won't be able to find workers for that, meaning they will be forced to pay the higher market price. I think changes that help new players more than old players are better than the opposite case.
Yes, I expect power cells to become more profitable. Supply is now cut dramatically and demand from other buildings will probably only drop a little bit. This will actually incentivize people to level up. This won't have really any impact on newer players who are lower level. They can just work jobs for Charge 1 instead of Charge 3.
Yep, power will go up in value. Not much, but it will actually help small players.
What do you think about the other updates on the skill tasks like life science or chemistry?
I expect this level gating trend to continue for all professions. It seems like a necessary evil to add a lot of progression for people to specialize in a certain profession. This will let the team add value all the way up to level 200.
I think on paper they're well done. I haven't looked into how they scale yet though. If a task is more efficient at higher levels, it will eventually make the lower leveled less efficient task unprofitable, which further gates the game for low level players.
I agree, jobs will be great income for those who level up. Base cost to get to level 25 electric is around 1600 dusk if you make the research yourself, and it allows you to do Charge 2 for others. So jobs will give double dusk.
It is mentioned in the announcement that mining will also get updated. What do you think it will be? Is it mining second tier at level 25 and mining third tier at level 50, just like electrical?
Yeah, I'm thinking level 25 and level 50 also.
I would expect mining to follow a similar pattern. Might start at lower level gates like 10 and 25 and then after a month move up to 25 and 50.
I haven't heard any details on mining leveling. I think that skill area needs new tasks before gates are added because there are not many at the moment.
Last questions before we close this chat. What do you all suggest to anticipate the next updates?
Mitch mentioned the biggest hurdle might be machining and making parts or repairing rovers, so buy 300 Dusk library every day, grow with libraries, do not paying overpriced research on market.
I would suggest people to work on leveling up. If possible, making your own research papers in a library is a lot cheaper. The team has made it pretty clear that they want the average person to specialize in one profession and level up. I think after they do level 50 gates for everything, they will then do new stuff for up to level 100.
I think people are going to need to pick a skill or two and specialize. Trying to unlock every task is going to be next to impossible unless you have a massive account. I haven't decided what skills I want to master yet.
Thank you, Mr. Mats, Mr. Asobs, and Mr. Nicola. I hope the recovery will come sooner than we expect. This week, Martisan fully revealed but not ready yet to work. They informing their assets and capabilities to the Martians who sponsor them. They provide their bankrolls in 19 installments, 10% in front and 5% every week onward. Martians now know what profession is suitable for their sponsor Martisan, and how far they have the knowledge regarding their professions. Another important information is their physical stamina condition. This will directly affect how a Martisan performs their works. To provide lodging, Mars Steward giving a free land deed for each Martians that sponsoring a Martisan. Furthermore, Mars Steward also dividing a DTM to a smaller region of DTM to provide Martians with better lodging for their Martisans and form a settlement which is the best environment for Martisan to work. There will be 60 mini DTM with various size and available for sale in dust, wax, and Sol. These DTMs will be first out on sale in Dash currency. Mars Steward's commitment to provide Martisan with the best environment to work continues. This week comes with building overhaul and several skill task changes. Let's start with building overhaul first. Machine shop, smelter, Sabatier reactor, green and brew, and polar workshop will have task slot adjusted. All basic library research for classes and the initial research for all professions will have shortened duration and adjusted to 20 hours timers. Maximum power reserve adjusted across the board for all building to scale with the new recipes. Library recipes now sellable on the marketplace, and there is a new rotation implemented on following Sunday. Life Science recipes update with skill requirement as you can see on the screen. There are new green methods in the green and brew that require skill on chemistry. Electrical now need level 25 to do second tier charge power cell and level 50 in electrical for third tier charge power cell. Various update that you can see on the screen now will be applied across the board for the new skill tasks like make PLA, make PVC, split water, produce methane, and make silicon crystal. These tasks all now comes with 3 separate tiers. These tasks will be requiring specific skill tools and deemed to give more efficiency and produce more items. Another things to support the transition, the stewards will address the cost of the paper for the research needed. One of the action is opening new chapter shop to provide more free daily research paper in affordable price. The other shop, such as Sol shop and Salvaria shop, also restock. That's all for this week, Martians. I'm Elhards from MTG Mom News. Have a good day.